Hey, pollitos. So, I have some announcements before I go into what we're going to do this week. First announcement is that there is no project on Friday. If we would have actually been in school, it would have been our holiday Friday where we got to have a long weekend. So, I'm not going to be assigning you any work on Friday. Second announcement, I only have one tutorial YouTube for you today, and that's going to be the only one for the whole week. So what you're going to do on Monday, you're going to repeat and do a second assignment for extra practice on Wednesday, but you don't have to watch another YouTube. One YouTube for this week. That's all. Finally, I have allowed you to turn in all assignments late, but they need to get done. So since I'm giving you less work this week, less YouTube watching, shorter assignments, I lowered it only to 12 questions each. Please make sure that you get the work done. Go through everything and make sure you check to see, what do I owe the teacher? Let me get it done. Okay? You make the most of this week that's coming up and be productive, not only in my class, but in everybody's class. Okay? So last week we were solving equations. We got to multi-step equations. And we went through don't call me after midnight. So let me go ahead and put that on the board real quick. Just the letters here. Don't call me after midnight. So the D was for distribution. Okay. C was for combined like terms. M, the first one, we didn't use. It was move variables. Guess what we're doing this week? We're going to throw this one in there. So move variables, add or subtract, and then multiply, divide. Okay? So I'm going to leave that here. We're going to work 4 examples. And after your 4 examples and you take these notes, you're done. And those 4 examples and your notes that you take, that's 2 free hundreds this week if you submit them with the assignment. So make sure you take a picture of it and submit it for both YouTube PDF assignments. Okay? So let's get to example number 1. Okay? Example number 1 looks like this. 2 minus 6x equals negative 5x plus 1. This is our first example. First thing you want to do is check if we need to distribute. And parentheses always tells you that you need to distribute. So we're going to multiply out. We never want to work with parentheses. So all of this doesn't get touched. We just drop it. 2 minus 6x equals. Here, we don't have a number, but we know that 1 is the number that doesn't play by anybody's rules. So we're going to put a 1 there. So negative 5 times 1 is negative 5x. And negative 5 times 1 again is negative 5. So we're done. We don't have any more parentheses. Next thing is combine like terms. But if you notice, we only have 2 things on both sides. So we're going to skip this step. We don't need it. Next one. Here's the new one. Move variables. What that means is it means we want this number, this variable, to be on this side. So if it's a negative 5x, we're going to turn it into positive 5x on both sides. Okay, that will cancel it here. And when we rewrite, we're going to bring down the 2, but now we have negative 6 plus 5, which gives us negative 1. Negative 1x equals, and here we have negative 5. Okay, from here, it's like our 2-step equations, which we got really good at. A lot of y'all did amazing on that assignment. So we're going to take our 2 and we're going to put it on the other side. It's a positive, so we turn it into negative 2, negative 2. And that goes away. Here we have negative 1x equals, and when we combine these 2, we get negative 7. Last step is multiply or divide, but we already know because it's our favorite step, divide by negative 1, and it gives us that x equals positive 7. Okay, so It's almost exactly the same thing we were doing last week, except we added in that one step that we skipped. Okay, so that's example number 1. 3 to go. Example number 2. I'm going to do one more very similar to that, and then we'll throw in a couple that involve combining terms just to practice, okay? So here's example number 2. Negative 37 plus 5n. Okay, so we have our new equation. First step, distribute if you have parentheses. We do, so we're going to multiply out. Negative 7 times 1 gives you negative 7. Negative 7 times negative 5, negative, negative make positive 35. M, oh, this is supposed to be an M also. Sorry, guys. Equals negative 37 plus 5m. So that side we didn't touch. We just dropped it down for the next step. Combining, we're going to skip because we have two things on both sides. So we go to moving our variables. This is the one we want to move. It's a positive. So we have to turn it into a negative. Okay, and over here we're going to put it with the one that has the m also. So minus 5m. And that goes away. Okay, our negative 7 drops. 35 minus 5 gives us 30, positive. Okay, m equals negative 37. Good so far. Now, we're going to add or subtract, which means our number. Negative 7, we turn it into a positive, so we're going to add. Add 7. Get rid of this. 30m is going to drop, equals, and when we combine these two, negative 37 and 7, we get negative 30. Last step, favorite step, divide by 30. And it's going to give us that m equals negative 1. Okay, if any of these are copied too fast for you, then go ahead and pause the video, write it down. If you didn't understand something, listen to it again and see if you get it the second time around. Okay, so for our last two examples, okay, we're halfway done with this one, guys. Last two examples, number 3 and number 4, I'm going to put combining like terms in it also. So let's try this one. Negative 7, 3x plus 2 minus 8 equals negative 22 plus 3x. Whew, that's a long one. But if you follow the steps, we'll get through it. Okay, first step is distribute where you have parentheses. So we're going to multiply out. Negative 7 times 3 is negative 21x. And negative 7 times 2 is negative 14. Minus 8 drops, and everything else is going to drop also. All right, now we're on to combining. This side only has 2 things, but this one has 3. So you need to find the things that need to be combined. Here we have 2 numbers, and we don't want 2 numbers. So negative 14 and negative 8 give you negative 22. And then everything else, we're going to drop it down for the next step. Okay, continuing on, we are going to move our variable. That's our new one. So here's our 3x that is on the wrong side. We're going to make it a negative 3x. And we're going to put that over here too, minus 3x. So this one cancels and goes away. Negative 21 minus 3 gives us negative 24x. Minus 22 equals negative 22. All right, next step, add or subtract. Here's our negative 22. That's on the wrong side. So we turn it to a positive 22. But what happens on both sides of this one? They cancel. Now on this side we don't put anything, but on the other side we are going to have to give it a number. So if everything cancels, that can only mean 0. Okay? Last step is divide by -24. But we know that no matter what number you put, if you're dividing 0, your answer is always going to be 0. Okay? So this was our extra step right here, combining like terms. This is all 5 steps. Okay? Last one. Last one, and then you're done with your YouTube tutorials for the whole week. Okay? Example 4. 38 minus 6n equals -6, 7 plus 8n plus 2n. All right, here we go. First step, distribute. We're going to multiply out. So we have this part drop. We didn't touch that yet. Equals -6 times 7, -42. -6 times 8, -48n. And then plus 2n. So that part at the end, we're just going to throw that in there. Okay? Next, combine. Here we have 2 things. We're fine. But over here, there's 3. There's 2 of them that have n's in it. So we're going to have to put those 2 together. -48n and 2n is -46n. And everything else we're going to drop so that we can continue solving. All right. Next thing, move our variables. We're going to get rid of this -46 by making it +46 on both sides. So it went away. And we have 38 plus -6 and 46 gives us 40n. Oh, I forgot a negative right here, guys. Make sure you don't lose negatives. That's the perfect example right there. Equals -42. Don't lose a negative, and make sure when you're multiplying, you're very careful about negatives too. Okay, we're going to add or subtract our 38. So it's positive. We're going to have to subtract 38. Subtract 38. That goes away. And we have 40n is now equal to, when we combine -42 and -38, we get -80. And our last step of our last example on the YouTube, divide by 40. So n is equal to -2. All right. If you needed to go back and copy anything else, pause the video, go back. If you still have questions after this video, I am reachable on Remind. I'm reachable on Google Classroom. Okay, so send me a message, put a comment on your assignment and say, "Teacher, help me." Okay, you can Zoom chat with me and we can tutorial it even more if you're still stuck. The options are there, but it's your responsibility to take it. Okay? If you have any complications or you don't understand what's going on in the classroom, ask me personally and I'll get back to you. Okay? I hope you all enjoy your week. I hope you make the best of this weekend. Enjoy the time with your family. And that's it from Algebra 1 for the whole week. Be on the lookout for Wednesday's assignment also. So it's going to post and it's going to have this link again. You don't have to watch it again, but if you want to hear me again, then just hit play. All right? And I hope you all have a blessed Easter with your family. Bye, guys.